The Seattle Sounders women and the Vancouver Whitecaps women have been matching up since 2001. In women's soccer terms, that's nearly an eternity. And tonight, once again, the Sounders women and the Whitecaps match up at Starfire. It's the two teams that have dominated the Western Conference for years. Tonight, it's the last preseason exhibition match of the Sounders women campaign. Welcome in, everybody, once again to Starfire. John Billings with you here on USL Live and SoundersWomen.com. Well, the Whitecaps and the Sounders are so intertwined, the Cascadia rivalry, sure on the men's side, but on the women's side, it's actually the longest of any inter-squad rivalry throughout the U.S. and, of course, to Canada. So this rivalry goes way back. It has multiple Final Fours for both teams, and usually the Western Conference comes down to these two squads. This year, a little different circumstance. The Whitecaps team is actually a U18 elite squad that has some former pros that have come back for tonight's matchup, but essentially they use this program as an extension of their youth program. So there'll be some young players in Vancouver jerseys tonight, but certainly talented players, a lot of players with youth Canadian national team experience.
Well, obviously, it's a great testament to be able to go against a quality opposition like Vancouver. It's great to see some of the kids that are recruited into the program and some familiar faces. So looking forward to an enjoyable game.
This team tonight, you get 5 new players from UW that haven't been able to suit up for the team so far. What do those players bring to your team as it starts to get towards regular season time?
Yeah, it's just a couple weeks now before we kick off against LA Strikers, and we had a great week of training. Really pleased to have the UW girls with us, and again, having played last year, and they've fit in seamlessly. They've even though they haven't been playing in games, they've still kind of been around and kind of getting to know my philosophy a little bit, and because a lot of them are very intertwined in terms of how we play the game with Leslie, it hasn't been too much of a huge change. So really looking forward to having them in the lineup tonight.
And the Sounders women, of course, Erin McNulty in goal. We've got a couple of changes throughout the lineup as those University of Washington players are inserted. Annie Sittauer will line up at center back. Izzy Farrell and Lindsay Elston in the midfield. Also, Emily Hurd from Penn State. She'll be on the left wing. Over to the Vancouver Whitecaps. Now remember, this is essentially an elite youth program, so it's a lot of U17, U18, and then some players who have returned from the professional ranks. One of them, a former Canadian national teamer, is in gold. That's Terrence Switek. Mostly Cook, who's picked up that center forward run. Done a good job so far. Elston on the diagonal. Ooh, not played well. Hurd with the chance. Can she get it over the goalkeeper? Switek, came out, closed the... Looks like Emily Ryder is going to run it down. Serve it in herself. Back to Bridget Reeder. The knockdown to Annie Sittauer. Back to Reeder. And it whizzes by the left post. Could be it. Finds Hurd on the left side. Good ball to the back post. Campbell rises. And still in there with Peterson. Allie Bean. And Elston. For Vancouver. It's not a bad ball. Over the head of Reeder. And it couldn't be directed down. And with Elston up top, you know you've got somebody who can hold the ball, allow people to get forward. She tries to make the pass. It's Emily Hurd. Good first touch. Holds out the defender. But just took a deflection on the bounce. And Switek able to squeeze. Ritu Joe Hall for Natalie Boyd. Pulse. Ball into Marta Matthews with the right boot. Great first touch. Good reaction to get the volley. Linking up. Pulse has been good since entering. A little bit more creativity there for Seattle. Knocked down to Elston. Keeps the ball. Now the shot, and it's right into the midst of Switek. It won't be a corner. Kept in. Bridget Reeder. One touch to settle. She might try it. No, across. Can Emily Hurd keep it in? Ball into the box, back post, and Elston put it over the bar. Reader just launching it back down the line where Lindsay Elston found herself open. Now Emily Ryder. Good ball in. There's Hurd. Can she put it home? Unbelievable. Another save made by the Whitecaps goalkeeper.
Yeah, I definitely felt that we should have scored in the end. Definitely gotten like 2 or 3 goals, and it was very, very close. And it's just unfortunate we didn't get it.
And just joining the team and having a nice influence right off the bat. You could tell some buzzing kind of forward opportunities. What did you feel in terms of playing with these players and wearing the Sounders badge?
I felt like I was getting closer and closer to them every minute of the game, and then as time goes on and we play more games, I'm definitely going to get closer and we're going to get better as a team and keep the ball better, and everything's just going to improve.
Your first time with the Sounders jersey on. You've been to the Northwest a little bit before, but what was it like playing in front of this crowd and kind of some of the energy here?
The energy was amazing. The crowd was huge, and like I'm excited to get even more people out for the real games, and it was great.
You know, coming in the last 10 minutes, however long I was in there, you know, it really felt like we were going to get one. I think we were pushing hard at the end there, and I think we typically do that. I think as a team we really pick it up in the last 20 minutes. It really felt like we were going to get something, and it just didn't fall our way.
It seemed like the game changed a little bit when you came in, a little more creativity, a little bit more sharpness in the midfield. Do you think that as you're coming off the bench of what am I going to bring to this game, and what maybe do you think as you come off?
You know, I think coming into a game as a sub, you really have to come in and make an impact right away and make sure that you're adding something to the game. You know, whether it's creativity going forward or making sure that we're solidified in the back and that we're really playing as a unit.
Tell me about the team coming together. First time the UW players joined, you could see it was a little easier to hold the ball, a little easier to do some different things with them as well. What have you seen from day one to now a couple weeks in?
I think it's getting a lot sharper. You know, I think as our fitness gets better and as we go into the next 10 days and look towards our first league game, we'll see a little bit more sharpness than we maybe saw tonight. But with those girls here, we really connected more passes and were able to be more creative going forward and actually, you know, take looks up and those little half turns that we had in there. So,
well, it was everything but a goal tonight. You could see the Sounders were so close. Emily Hurd, Lindsay Elston, all with chances right at the depth. Heard a little bit from Marta Matthews as well as Tafara Pulse. They felt like it was coming, but sometimes the game can be cruel. Credit to the Vancouver Whitecaps. A young team fought, scratched, clawed till the final whistle and held the shutout. Well, that's the last of the exhibition season. Next up, it's for real. May 27th, Sounders women taking on the LA Strikers in the W League regular season. It's going to be right here. It'll kick us off at Starfire, and you'll want to be there for that. For all the news and notes, check out SoundersWomen.com and keep up to date with all the roster things as players are still coming in and the team is still evolving towards what we'll see all summer long. Well, for myself, John Billings, and for all of our crew here, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.